right, Coach, just what did you learn from that first game where it just seemed like a secondary really just paid for some big plays in that fourth quarter, gave some points? Just what were some of those lessons taken from that game?
Well, the number one thing is, the lessons are, they're on tape. You got to do a good job of evaluating that and making sure that you fix those mistakes. A lot of mental errors. I mean, not a lot, but it's just like one that was very costly. Just got to make sure we move on from it and learn from it.
Just what were, was it maybe a certain trend that you saw in those mental errors that were just continuing to, Coach said it was about 5 plays, really. I mean, was it the same thing in those 5 plays, would you say?
It was not. A couple of them it was, but for the most part, it was something different. But I think it's one of those things where you just got to learn from it and understand that that's football, that's life, and obviously, I'm definitely I want to take the responsibility on that as the defensive coordinator, understand that those mistakes can't happen in the crucial times.
Were any of those things some setbacks that you suspected that you were still learning from, or was it like hey, I thought that we had this fixed and it sort of maybe took you back?
No, it didn't. I mean, it's one of those things where you work all over the place and you work over the summer and definitely it was a surprise obviously to have those mistakes at that time by by the team. So.
What are some of those things that you really coached to them, your message this week in particular, to fix those things?
Really, I mean, playing defensive back football is really your mistakes show up on the scoreboard. I said that numerous times, and we just got to understand that, we don't get second and third down. We make one mistake, it's over, and we got to just make sure that we play the mental part of the game better, meaning situationally, and I think that things will be fine.
Any thoughts on FIU and this challenge on Saturday?
It's definitely a challenge. FIU has been one of the top teams in the conference the past couple of years. A lot of guys returning. It's on the road. It's the conference games, and they're 0-1. We're 0-1, and we're both searching for a victory.
And the defensive line really stepped up on the opening game. Only allowed about 20 yards. What do you do to continue with that forward momentum?
Yep. The first thing we preach to our guys is team defense. A lot of those TFLs, the very first play, Devin Key was in the backfield as well, and so it's one of those things where we got to understand, where we got to balance that out just a little bit more as far as how we play. And but I think the defensive line did an outstanding job of maintaining the line of scrimmage to allow guys to go through and make plays and just really they built a nice wall up front. And this team defense all the way over, the team gave up 29 yards, not just the defensive line. That's kind of how we preach to our guys, and the team gave up 400 yards passing. So it's all works together, and we all understand that. And I think if we stay tight, we'll be just fine.
How do you sort of assess the linebackers did, where a lot of those guys, it's their first time playing together in a game, and how that sort of played out?
I thought they did okay. They had errors as well that hurt the team, but we all understand it's the first game. People always say your biggest improvement is between game 1 and game 2. I think that they're working hard. Coach Crumb's working hard, and we're always trying to get better. And it's unfortunate it happened on game day, where some mistakes showed up.
Overall, you like the energy level of your team so far this week in practice?
Yeah, it's been a tough week to kind of get it going, to be honest with you. But our guys they look us in the eyes. I mean, they're ready. They come to work. They understand that that it's only one game. So let's make sure we rebound. The key is the rebound. Let's not make one loss, trickle down for the next 4 or whatever. But let's make sure we rebound and come back.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Yep, absolutely.